Okay, today we're going to talk about common log, and it's just another logarithm, but this is like the most common. Most calculators can do this type of log, and so if we have an exponential equation that we can't get the base the same, so like say I have 2 to the x equals 65, well I can't write 2 as, or 65 as 2 to a power, we can use what's called common log to solve that. So these are mostly used when we have decimals. And we'll also look at what's called the change of base formula to also solve logs with different bases. So the first thing that we're going to do is just look at putting in the calculator, just simple log button on your calculator, and you press log, press 6, and that should give you your log. Most of the time with log, we go out 4 places, just because we're talking about pretty exact numbers that way, or a lot more exact. So you should get that if you plug that in. So that's your first view, just getting used to using that log button. Right? Then we are also then going to look at this is more with logs here, or just using your calculator. So let's look at using it a little bit. So what common log is, what this log is that we've been looking at here. This is actually log base 10, and it's called common log because we commonly use base 10 in our number system. So we don't write the number 10. It's just known that's our base. So we want to remember that common log is base 10. So it's not written in most of the time. It's just known. So here I have the loudness in decibels of a sound is L. So that's the loudness of in decibels. 10 log I, which is in the intensity of the sound, over M, which is the minimum intensity sound that the human ear can detect. If we put M as 1, and we have 125 decibels looking at the sound of a jet engine, let's see how much times more intense the sound of the jet engine is than our minimum intensity of our ear. So we have this log equals 10 log I over 1. Anything over 1 is just the itself. So L is our 125 decibels, the loudness, equals 10 log I. And we're solving for I. So same process that we've been using. This should be starting to get kind of second nature. We're going to get the log by itself, so divide by 10. So we get 12.5 equals log I. So anytime we have just one log, we isolate that log. And we write this as an exponential equation. So my base is 10 to the 12.5 equals I. And then I can put 10 to the 12.5 in my calculator, and I get 3.16 times 10 to the 12th. So the intensity of the sound of the jet engine is 3 trillion times more than the sound that we that's detectable by the ear. So pretty loud there, but that's just showing an example where that's used. All right, let's look a little bit more at solving logarithms, just basic without those word problems. Just solving. So we're going to use log to solve this exponential equation. I can't write 62 as 5 to a power. But what I can do is I can take the log of both sides. So I'd have log 5x, I have 5 to the x, equals log 62. And we know powers in log is multiplication. So x log 5 equals log 62. We're solving for x, so we're going to get this x by itself. So we'll divide by log 5. when you're putting this in the calculator, you want to make sure these parentheses are ended, and some calculators you need to put parentheses around this whole bottom part. So log 62 divided by log 5, x equals 2.5643, going to 10,000ths place. All right, so that's using logs to solve exponential equations that I can't do by hand and get that base the same. All right, and then that's the last part that we're going to look at is this change of base. So like most of your TI 84s and above, you can actually put this whole log in and get a number. But if you can't, we can take this also equals the log of 11 divided by the log of 3. So here I could rewrite this log base 5 of 140 as the common log of 140 over the common log of 5, and then I can plug that into my calculator. Should get 3.0704. So if your calculator doesn't do where you can put in the base, that would be how you can write it. Because I can't, again, solve this exponentially, because if I write that exponentially, it'd be 5 to the x equals 140. And that can't write that 140 as 5 to a power. All right. Hope that makes sense. If you have questions, let me know.